Hello, it's Monday, July 10th of 2023, and today I'm still here in Brussels, Belgium, Albert tram stop. And you may be thinking, wait, that doesn't look like a tram stop, it's underground it seems, it has the metro sign right there. And that's because this is part of the Brussels Premetro. A Premetro in Brussels is a tram line that acts as a metro line with provisions to convert it into a full metro line in the future. Brussels currently has two official premetros. The lines 3 and 4 stretch between Albert, Brussels-Zuid, and Brussels-Noord, and the lines 7 and 25 stretch around the Montgomery transit hub to the east, which I'll visit in the second part of the video. Of course, the first escalator I use is not broken. Yeah, I thought it was broken, it was just stopped. Rookie mistake. See, the reason I thought it was broken is because on the way up, this one is actually broken. Like, this one doesn't move. But yeah, the other one did. So the Premetro stations have very interesting designs, and that's why I'm going to explore all of the transit hubs. Not every single station, but every single station that has a connection. I'm also going to look around Albert Station here. Although it doesn't have any connections, it is very interesting, and you'll see why. Over there is the Premetro map, and of course Albert Station is like folded out for some reason, I don't know why. So here's lines 3 and 4, which are the main lines that run along the entire Premetro. They also continue further, line 3 does on this side, and both do on this side, it's just cut out. But you can also see other smaller or other lines, like the 25, the 55 here, that just use short sections of the Premetro. Here's the 82 and 51. Even the barriers are like the metro. So I kind of lied about this station not being a transfer station, because usually the 51 tram would stop here, but currently it is closed because they're doing construction on the future Metro Line 3, which is going to run along this exact same Premetro stretch. You can see here the Metro Line 3 hoardings along the hallway of this part of the station. It also seems like they're going to cut Tram 4 and make Albert Station its new terminus. I like the little windows that they put in so you can see inside the construction zone. That's pretty cool. So I'm actually going in the direction of the opposite platforms as I'm just following the hoardings. This is the platform for trains going in the opposite direction of the main Premetro corridor. And if I turn over here, and we see this tram coming along this curve, the platforms to the other side are after that curve. Trams around curves are very loud. Okay, now I need to go up and around. Well, the dust warning at this station is valid until the end of 2025, so maybe it's probably a safe date. So I'm at the other side of the curve now, and on this side, if you look there, you can see the future tram stop or metro station, I think. So it seems like trains run approximately every 5 minutes on weekdays. I like how, since this is a tram line technically, timetables are posted, that's kind of cool. Also, I find it interesting that the timetables have 3 different weekday schedules. We have school period schedule, school holidays schedule, and then summer holidays schedule, which are all slightly different. I've never seen that before. So I'm going to take a tram a few stops down to Heliport. The platforms here are quite narrow, but I don't think they're worried about widening it because I think they'll be decommissioned soon. So I'm here at Heliport, and I'm gonna check out the connection with the metro in a second, but I just wanted to show you the standard stop design of the Premetro corridors. So the stations are essentially these high-level platforms that are fenced off with this sort of low-level section in the middle where you can actually board the trams. In the future, these fences will be removed and the lower section will be filled in to allow for a completely high-level metro experience. It also seems like they've built a platform extension for the future Line 3, and if you're curious, this is the future route. As you can see, this stretch mostly includes the stations that already exist up to Gare du Nord, or Nordstation, and then after that is all new. Now to see how good the metro connection is. The metro connection is quite simple. I just walked down a corridor and now I'm here. Here's one side and then up there is the other side. If you're curious and want to learn more about the metro, check out my metro video in the corner. Okay, now back to the Premetro. Showing some love for the Brussels public transportation. See, I don't understand why you have to go through transfer barriers. Now, one stop to South Station, or Gare de Midi, or Zuidstation. I actually visited Gare de Midi in my metro video, but I'm actually going to go to the surface this time and check out the Premetro, or the real metro, construction work. Side note, I don't actually think that you have to press the button on trams on the underground section because nobody pressed anything and the doors opened anyway, so. This escalator layout reminds me of a stadium. It's like a whole shopping mall down here. Not going to London. So I probably should have exited on the other side of the train station, but this way at least I'm getting my steps in. And we get to see the bus and overground tram terminal. Oof, there's all the construction work. I had to walk for quite a bit. I didn't realize how far away it was from South Station. So yeah, I actually walked so far that I'm actually closer to the next stop down. It's not that far, it was only like 10 minutes max. So they've basically closed down an entire section of road. I think this used to be some sort of roundabout or just big intersection before, to dig a tunnel down to a brand new metro station that they're building. I think the reason that they're having to build a new metro station is because if you look on a map, the curve that the trams take after Gare de Midi is really sharp, and I don't think a conventional metro could make that curve. So they're having to dig a new tunnel with a less sharp curve and build a new station so the metro can still serve this area. Although it is, of course, very nice that they're putting in a new metro line, all the detours it causes and all the traffic it causes is really annoying. I can understand why people hate construction. At least these hoardings have very nice quality renders on them. This looks like a monster, honestly. Here's a map of all the walking deviations and where all the construction zones are. So here, 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 here. Yeah, it's quite a lot. Yes, I am here. That is correct. And now I'm gonna walk over here to this station, which I literally cannot read. It should say Le Monnier. As you can see, one of the future station entrances will be right here, right next to the existing Le Monnier station. Here's a really nice map of the future line. This map should be in all of the different stations. Why is it just here? And this is the station that we're at right now. Okay, now back to the Premetro. I feel like that would be perfect for a jingle. I still find it funny how there's a metro sign, but there's 4 tram lines and no metro. This station is so cool. There are so many cool things. For one, we have 4 underground tram tracks all next to each other, which that's pretty cool. And 2, there is a level crossing underground, which I don't think I've ever seen before. Also, this junction is kind of confusing as well. We have a track from there going around here. Actually, 3 of the tracks go this way, and 2 of the tracks go this way. Crossing the tracks underground. So you may have noticed that when I tapped in, it charged me another ticket, even though I haven't even been on the system for that long. And that's because here in Brussels, they consider one journey 1 hour. So after 1 hour that you've been on transit, it already charges you another ticket, compared to other cities like DC, which is 2 hours, and São Paulo, which is 3 hours. 1 hour is quite short, although Brussels is quite small. And now I'm going to take the tram a few stops up to De Bruckere. So I got off here to show you guys the cool transfer between the Premetro and lines 1 and 5 here at De Bruckere. Also, that train was so crowded, I see why they need a metro line. Also, there's a one-way system here. Interesting. Someone pressed the emergency button, so I don't have to tap in. They press it for the same reason that people go through the emergency exit doors in New York, to not pay a fare. But since it's been less than an hour since it charged me, it wouldn't have charged me again anyway, since this is just a transfer. Here is why I wanted to show the transfer, because I think it's the only place in the network where travelators are used. Please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I like how these travelators go up and then go down again. It's pretty interesting. I've never seen that. And down this very yellow staircase should be the platform for lines 1 and 5. And here it is. It's one of those disco platforms. Anyway, back to the Premetro. I feel like I'm saying that way too often. Departure board. Travelator. Crying baby. Okay, back through the barriers. So that's De Brocaire done. 2 more interesting stops left. Rogier and Brussels Nord, or Nordstation, Brussels Nord, Brussels Nord, I don't know, there's so many, two languages is too many. Also, look how many connections there are, that's a lot. I guess they do list all of them, so that makes sense. I like how a side effect of the whole high-low level platform thing is that you get these really narrow strips of platform. So what I haven't mentioned about the Premetro yet is that in Brussels, on normal trams, you pay when you get on. You either tap your Mobib card, which is your transit card, that's what they're called here, on these red pads, or a contactless credit card on the contactless pads, so one or the other. But on the Premetro, since you tap in like the metro, like you tap in at these barriers. Oh my god, why is my hand? I did not see. Anyway, you tap on these barriers. You don't have to tap on the tram, so you just go on and you don't need a tap because you've already been charged. I have no idea where I got my. How did my hand get like this? Is this like an escalator? What? I'm very confused. Okay, anyway, here at Rogier there are a few different connections, and I'm gonna check out the 25-55 trams first. Oh, here are the trams, the other trams. This is actually a really beautiful like terminus with all the trams here. It's really nice looking. Anyway, the 25 tram actually goes around the north end of the city to Montgomery, to that other Premetro, so that's pretty interesting. Also, it's really annoying me that this pillar isn't centered on the platform. Anyway, I feel like there are so many metro stations here in Brussels that seem like inconspicuous, I don't know, double platform, one-line stations. But when you actually go to them, are actually huge transit hubs with tons of connections. It's really interesting. Like, look at this. There's like stores and stuff in just a normal metro station. I don't know. Like, this is a supermarket. It's not even a store. I think I saw one of these before, but now I'm just realizing how good this is. Like, you can get your shopping on the way home in the metro station or the transit station. That's really cool. That's really nice. There's also a connection to the City 2 Mall through these barriers, but I'm not gonna go there. Now I'm gonna check out the metro connections. Okay, up to the metro. That's a weird thing to say. Usually you say down to the metro. Same sort of Spanish solution platforms as we have in the tram system. Now you all know what I'm gonna say. Back to the Premetro. So much signage. One more stop to go. Just a quick hop to North Station. Whoa, this stop is really cool. Like, look at this. Look at this wall. Look how cool that is. Also, the platforms are so wide here, and there's even cross-platform transfers. Like, here's where the 3 continues up north. And then over here in the middle is where the 25 and 55 run here. And then they just go and end at those upper platforms that we saw at Rogier. So since I'm right here, I'm going to make the cross-platform transfer to the 25 line and take it to Georges-Henri station, the first stop of the Montgomery Premetro, and transition to the second part of the video. So I actually just quickly popped up to the actual station, and this is extremely beautiful. Like the turquoise.
au 15 août et puis j'ai un événement qui...
So I made it to Diamant Station, which is, I think, how you pronounce it, which is the actual first station of the Montgomery Premetro, not Georges Henri. I had made a mistake. And these stations are, I feel like they're slightly wider and they're also more open. I'll show you in the back in a second. Here's where you exit and come in, and as you can see, it's way more open than the stations in the center of the city. I also really like this sort of marble on the walls. It's not marble, but it's a nice shiny stone. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take the next tram that arrives 3 stops down to the end of the Premetro at Beaulieu, and then I'm gonna double back to Montgomery to show you that station. Tram arrived immediately, which is very convenient. Georges Henri is very wooden. This is Beaulieu, the last station on this stretch of the Premetro. It's a very open station, way more open than any metro station or tram stop. It's really nice. Okay, now to go up and around. Up, around, stop for a quick view. Mention how this escalator design with the escalators going up over there and then up ahead, the escalators going down is kind of similar to the DC Metro, and then back down. You can even see the exit of the Premetro down there, the exit to the tunnel. Or I guess the exit out of the tunnel to the outside world. So I've obviously shown how nice the trams are, but I've not verbally mentioned like how nice they are, like specifically with the wooden touches at the top, very similar to the new metro trains that they've introduced, and the leather seats, which I don't think they have on metro trains. Those feel very luxury, and they don't seem like fake leather. They probably are, but they're really nice. Also, for trams, they're quite long, which is very nice, and it helps with the overcrowding, although not that much. Oh, almost forgot to mention the screens. The big screens like they have on buses at the top, which are the next stops, and the smaller screens on the side. They're also very high quality screens, which I do appreciate. Okay, now to Montgomery. But Montgomery is quite boring compared to the other pre-metro stations. It looks more like a traditional metro stop, but they're nice. Like, this is quite a nice station in a vacuum. Now I'm gonna quickly show the other connections here, and then I'm gonna go to the surface. So first I'm gonna quickly show the connection to the metro, which is just going down those escalators and then going down these escalators. And then you're at the Stückel bound platform, the other platforms. I think you have to exit the barriers and then pass through the barriers again, which is a little inconvenient, but here we are. And then we also have the 39 and 44 trams over here. Up this escalator, and here it is. It seems to be quite crowded now. I'm not gonna go in. But yeah, these are the older style trams. They're more like, they kind of look like old American trams as well. Old European trams. And they're not as nice as the new ones. Now, to the surface. I think I already said that, but whatever, I'll say it again. To the surface. Montgomery has a Starbucks, a little market like we saw before, and a Paul's Bakery. All are very nice. And also this other glasses place, makeup. It's like probably like a CVS. Before I close out the video, I just want to show you the coolest escalator that I've ever seen. So as you can see, it's clearly going up. There's a green light here, so I'm gonna go up. Let's say now I wanna go down. I can just stand here, it's blinking, and then in a second, you'll see. Boom. Now it's green, and now, if I get on it, I can go back down. I think that's so cool. Like, I've never seen an escalator that's bi-directional like this with sensors. This is where I'll end off, at the Montgomery Roundabout and Transit Hub. Hopefully I'm able to come back in a few years and explore Line 3 when it's open, the real metro. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye!